Hi there, this is Jerry Lee Medeiros with Three Sisters Broom Shop located in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Today I want to explain a few things about Footbrakes and what the broom spindle is. Some people also call it a broom wheel. I know it as a spindle. So when you make a broom, you have got to put your twine on something. When I first started learning, the person teaching me told me to go find something round. That was it, round. I had no idea what I was doing. So I went out and I found a tree branch. This isn't the same tree branch, okay? But I chose one similar that was long and not too crooked. That's what I did. And this is what I used, a tree branch for quite some time because, again, I didn't know what I was doing and there was no guidance on that. So the tree branch worked, but it wasn't very smooth, as you can see. I haven't really met a perfectly straight branch yet. So there's that. The next thing I did is I went to a hardware store and I got myself some dowel. This is 1 inch around, and at the place that I went to, which was, I think, Home Depot, not Lowe's, but Home Depot I went to because they had it, and they come in 8-foot lengths. So I got one 8-foot length. And when I started teaching classes, this is what I was selling, is a dowel. I smoothed off the ends so they weren't rough. But again, you have to have something that's long enough that first of all you can put your twine on, but secondly is long enough that you can put your feet on either side. On either side, you hold pressure here. The problem with this kind of a thing is that it hits the floor. I have hardwood floors, and often I'm working outside on this gorgeous deck. Say hello to Sissy over there. That's our girl Sissy. And she also goes by Sister. And she's Rascal's sister. And there's Rascal. She's my girl. She's the one who is often helping me with brooms. But anyway, we have hardwood floors here. So this didn't work for me. And then when I was working outside on this deck, I would have to bring out a carpet or something. So anywhere I went, I had to have something to put under this so the twine didn't pick up any dirt whatsoever. Also, when you have either one of these kind of things, your twine gets bruised. Your twine gets bruised. Now, many people might not know about that, but I was in the embroidery industry for close to 30 years, the commercial embroidery industry, and twine, thread, anything like that can get bruised. And when it does, by being pressured or dropped on or anything like that, it weakens the tensile strength. And you can get a thread snap or a cord snap, a twine snap. So after that, a friend of mine came over, Travis, who makes all of my broom tools now. He came over and I told him what I was looking for, that I wanted something round, but I needed it recessed in the center so that I could put it on the floor and not have the twine touching the floor. That was super important to me. Travis is quite a craftsperson, as you can see. All of his products that he makes for me are extremely high quality, and they're beautiful to look at too. So he came back. Whenever I ask for something from Travis, it comes back about 25 or 30 or 40 fold, much better, maybe even 100 than I ever imagined. So he came over and we replaced my dowel with this foot brake. It's called the Matilda. There's no reason for that. I just named it the Matilda because I like naming things. So this is my foot brake. As you can see, the twine never hits the floor, and I have ample space for my feet. I usually work barefoot when I use a foot brake, but in the winter I wear slippers. The problem with this is if you're wearing shoes of any sort, you can get the dirt on the twine also. which I did with both my tree branch and this dowel. So Travis came up with this for me, and this is what I sell. These are made out of maple. He uses the same material that rolling pins are made out of, and I have these and I load them up. This is the end of a broom, so the twine that I used. So what I will use now, I'll make a smaller broom with that. Then we came to the spindle, and that's Teddy. Oh, the squeak is, sorry about that. We live by a warehouse, a St. Vinny's warehouse. So this is the broom spindle, and you can see that it's also quite lovely because that's the kind of work Travis does. A lot of people only use these. This is my tarred twine. I use tarred twine on witch brooms, on full-size brooms, and also sometimes on cobwebbers. The reason that I prefer the broom spindle for that, I put my feet on here. I do not work with this barefoot ever. I've tried, and you do it once and that's the end of it. The reason I use this is because I can put my feet here and pull like the dickens, and I'm using my full body weight, which means that the tarred twine is extremely tight on whatever I'm doing. These do make noise, and I used to really be bothered by that. So I had Travis create a stand for it, and I tried it. I sold a few of those, and it's a nice idea, but I couldn't get, and I do still use it once in a while, but I couldn't get the really tight pull that I wanted, and that's why I'd wanted off the floors, because of the clunk. I'm an HSP, highly sensitive person. It's a real thing. Up to 30% of people are hardwired a little bit differently and are very sensitive to noise, and I'm one. So that's why I wanted this thing off the ground. Now I just know it's part of the process, the clunk clunk. And what I'm going to do is lift this down and show you. So this is not light, okay? And I'll show you the end. The end is on here so that the reason it's got a hole in there is you can actually stick a rod through there, or a very long handle broom, a pine handle broom or something, and you can stick it through there. And let me see, can you do it with a dowel? Yeah, you could do it with a really long dowel piece too. And you can have one end on a counter or somewhere and the other end in your hand, and you can spin this to wrap your twine. That's not how I do it, but I don't do it that way. But you can see that this has 4 things, and so I pull over, and this is what it sounds like. So you can see it's a little bit noisy, but you know what? I'm used to that now, and so that's why I use this exclusively. It's really important to me to get the twine wrapped really well. So let me tell you a little story. When I first started making brooms, and okay, there's Fang and Little Bit as well. All right, we got some cats. We do take care of ferals. So we have several ferals, and then who consider this their home. It's safe here for them. Little Bit is one, but he does sleep under my bed. And he thinks I don't know. And that's, where is he? There's Mr. Little Bit. But anyway, when I started making brooms, I was using this, and when I made a full size, I used this. Now, first of all, my broom corn was wet, which I learned is not really a super great idea, but it's how I was taught, and so it's what I did. I had, this, and I had my twine on it, and it was not tarred twine. Or maybe it was tarred twine, but nonetheless, because I was using this, I couldn't pull tight enough, nor did I really know what the heck I was doing anyway. So when I used this dowel, I didn't pull hard enough, and I couldn't get the really tight wind on the broom corn like I can with my spindle. This came much later. So one day after I'd made my full-size broom, I'd had it for some time, and I would use it to sweep the walkways here and the one in the front. And one day I was in the front sweeping off the little maple seeds and maple leaves and stuff like that. And I looked behind me and I literally had a trail of broom corn behind me. My broom was falling apart. And it was because of two things. One, I used wet broom corn as instructed and as taught in class. And number two, it was not tight. Now I could probably make a wet broom corn full size now, and by using this I wouldn't have a problem, I'm assuming. I'm not going to try it. But anyway, so this is the spindle that I sell. I do not sell the dowels anymore. I do sell the Matilda Footbrake. These are $35. And this is $2.25 plus shipping. I don't pay the shipping on either of those. And you can see that the craftsmanship is really nice. On the one that I had before this, the screws were hanging out. I bought it from someone somewhat locally, and it was real rough. And it had these round ends things on the end, which was kind of interesting. And the screws were there too. It was just really rough, and it costs about the same as this one. So I paid just about the same. I paid $210 plus shipping. So my friend saw that, Travis saw that, and he was like, oh my God, what is that? And so he took it home, and without knowing anything about broom making, he created this for me from that. And all the everything, there are screws in there, but look, they're underneath. Okay, there's caps on all of them. The ones that he makes now have a different color here for this plug. It's a dark wood. And so you see this, and then you have beautiful dark dots. It's just, you don't have to have fancy, but you do have to have something that works. Yes, you can make your own. Of course you can. This is just what I sell, and it's what I use, and I'm very, very, very happy. So this is it on the Footbrakes. I went from a tree branch because I didn't know better, and I didn't know what I was doing, or if I was going to be in the game long, if this was something I was going to marry basically and be passionate about. So I used that. Then I went to this, and then I saw flaws. So Travis and I created this design. This is actually a Three Sisters Broom Shop original. There's not another one out there like it, unless now people are making them. But this is our design, me and Travis. And then this, from what I understand, is a Marlo Gates dad design. And I don't know his dad's name. I'm so sorry. I probably should. I learned that only after the fact. Somebody messaged me and asked me if I was using that plan. And I had not heard before that his dad had invented these. I had no idea. I just had a really, really rough one that didn't look like this, and like I again said, had these big ends on it that I didn't understand, and it was just really rough. So this is what came of it. So there's that. Now you know what I use and why. Can I make a full size using this? Yeah. I still, just no matter what I do, I will never get the strength behind the pull that I can here. But when I travel and make a full size, I do use a Matilda. It's the best thing I have compared to that. I hope you've learned something here, and I hope this has been an enjoyable video for you. And that's the lay of the land in Footbrakes and Spindles. Talk to you soon.